And to give us an insight and reactions to their learnings as participants of this webinar, may we begin with Mr. Jeric V. Aloro, a level 3 student and a class mayor from USLS College of Nursing. Mr. Aloro?
Pleasant morning to each and every one of you. I'm Jarek Aloro, a third year level nursing student and a class mayor of Section A from the University of St. Salle. On behalf of my fellow attendees, I want to congratulate the speaker, Dr. Gregory Ching, for a comprehensive and substantial talk on academic publication. Indeed, I found the topic to be quite relevant in our current syllabus, as we ourselves are also involved, are in the middle of writing our nursing research. And so, after going through the arduous process of writing, I can only confirm the quote that says, "The first step is always the hardest." Nevertheless, I found the contents of this speech to be quite practical since we were not only briefed about academic publications, the academe, and open access journals, but we were also given writing tips that have a multitude of practical applications. Conclusively, the nursing profession is constantly evolving, with higher demands for academic writing, informatics, and research, so much that the nurses of today are no longer limited to bedside care. And so, in order to foster a new generation of globally competent nurses, educators, researchers, and authors, I have to agree that this talk has certainly done its part. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Aloro, for sharing your thoughts with us. We appreciate your effort. And now we are going to listen to our faculty reactor, Dr. Henny Hartono, the Director of International Affairs and Cooperation Office, Sudhija Pranata, Catholic University, Indonesia. A round of applause for, virtual applause for Dr. Hartono, please.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone, and especially to Dr. Ching. Thank you for the inspiring presentations. It's quite interesting, and we learned a lot. I think Dr. Ching has touched almost all details about academic publications from A to Z. Even he also shared with us the tips that we should know as a writer. When we are preparing our paper or our articles to be published in a reputable journal. And I also note down some statements which are very important and very interesting. One of them, this ones, just now Dr. Ching said that academic publications has become a currency for academic careers. Well, I absolutely agree with these statements because since the globalizations in higher educations, I think the academicians all around the world, we share the same burdens and we also face the same challenge about academic publications. And we cannot deny the fact that publishing in reputable journals has become one of the most determinant factors for our university ranking. Although as just now Dr. Ching has mentioned, scientific writings is not only about writing in journals, but also writing books and also book chapters. And we know that writing a books also require effort, yeah, not less effort than writing an articles for a journal, and also writing an articles in a book chapter. And nowadays there are also more publisher aggressively send emails to us once we publish our article or we disseminate the results of our research in the seminar, in a conference, and then we write in the board proceeding, in the conference proceedings. Then the publisher, it's like, we don't know how they can get our contact, but they will send us more and more emails offering us to publish in their journals. And just now we have heard some tips to choose the appropriate journals for our articles. But the last statement just now from Dr. Ching is also interesting, that writing an article for a journal is a tiring and sometimes frustrating activity. Yes, yeah, I agree with that. And well, a lot of my colleagues here, they some of them even give up in the middle of the way because it takes years, even years, and also it takes a lot of time and also energy. So if you don't mind, maybe you can give just one more tip how to maintain our psychological state while we are in the process of writing and also waiting for the publications of our article. Thank you, and once again, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so can I reply a little bit?
Go ahead, Dr. Ching.
Okay, so actually, in traditionally, actually, maybe try to attend conferences first. Just present your work and then see how do you get feedback from the what do you call that, the listeners. They ask questions and then you improve your work. So and join the conferences that are relevant. In my field, that's why I've been to the US a lot of times, because I joined the American Educators Research Association annual conferences. It's right now, it's this year it's virtual. It's difficult to get accepted there. So I typically send like 2 to 3 submissions and then I get accepted only one. But those, if the paper is get accepted in that conferences, and then if I try to make it a longer article, typically it get accepted because like a lot of the reviewers actually go to that conferences because it's the #1 educational conferences in the US. So I mean in nursing, I think they also you also have that the what they call that, the most maybe the representative conference, the annual conferences for your field of study. You can attend those and then you can, if not for the global, you can attend regional. Like I also attend a lot of the Asian Association for Social Psychology. This year they have it in Korea. It's virtual. So and then you submit afterwards. If I would write a paper, I would submit to a more regional journal, like maybe the journal I would choose is like Asia Pacific Journal of Education. The one in Manila, LaSalle, Asia Pacific Education Researcher, the LaSalle SSCI, the Scopus Journal. Then just submit to regional ones. Okay, so there's a lot of ways, and of course you definitely get frustrated. A lot of how to. You just need to relax. I mean, I think that maybe you get so frustrated, you just set it aside and then relax, take a break, and then go back. It's just that, as I mentioned, it's publish or perish. Do not perish. You just need to continue. I mean, yes. I hope give you some maybe relax first. It's COVID right now. If not for COVID, I would usually fly to Cebu. This day and write 1 week in Cebu. I can write one paper. Okay, thank you. I hope that helps.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Dr. Ching. It is indeed a great help if we are going to join research conferences, to widen our experience and our knowledge base. So, Sir Dexter.
Thank you, Dr. Hartono, for your insights and participating in this webinar all the way from Indonesia. And for our participants, if you have any questions, kindly course it through the Q&A option of your screen via Zoom.
Okay, so I think we need to introduce now, Sir Dexter, our moderators, please.
Yes. So upon registration to this webinar, the participants were required to ask a question for our speaker, Dr. Ching. Now let us give the floor to our moderators, also our classmates, Mr. Borny Baguio and Miss Christine A. Condes. Sir and ma'am, take it away.
Thank you so much, Sir Dexter. Thank you once again to our speaker, Dr. Gregory Ching. I hope, of course, all our participants enjoyed and learned in that amazing presentation. So now I guess Dr. Ching will answer some questions that were sent to us during the presentation. Sir Barney?
Yes, that's right, Miss Tien. Because of the overwhelming response from all of you, we cannot accommodate all the questions, but please allow us to read some of the questions. So, for our first question, I believe this has already been answered by Dr. Ching, but we need to verify it again. So, Dr. Ching, most likely, how much does it cost
Mm.
to have our study published, and how long does the review process take?
Mm, as I mentioned, it depends upon the journal. Actually, if because it's Scopus, you're required. So if not Scopus, it's some journals are free. You know, some journal they will ask only for donation, but these are regular journals. Non, you know, like maybe non-Scopus journal. I mean, Scopus journal, the cheapest I know right now, $800. Sage Open. And then Sage is long. Sage Open, I submitted and I was rejected like after 10 months. Then they reject the paper. It's long, it's long. And MDPI a while ago, MDPI, the cheapest I seen is like 50,000 pesos, I think. Almost the same, 1,000 US dollar. The topic, the journal I put, what's the name? Societies. I checked a while ago, the APC is around 1,200 Swiss franc, I think, is around maybe 50 or 60 like that. And then it fast 45 days. So you go in. It depends upon maybe the budget and then the requirement. If you really need Scopus, that's a. But if you're not rushed in time, you could submit to I think there's this one IA Forum, a Journal of Education. It's a IA something. I'll check. I'll check later on. I'll put it to the link. IA4, I think. Let me see first. I think it's IA4 Journal of Scopus. It's free, but it would take some time. Let me see. Oh, this one. I get the link. I will put the link in the. Oh no, not here. In the. Okay, so there are some journals that are free. Okay, the time. I mean, I'm go back to the question. The duration is like 45 days. The fastest that I've seen 45 days to like 10 months. 1 year, 2 years. If the journal is very tough, and then they ask you to. I've been revising like 4 times like that, like 2 years, 2 years and a half like that.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ching. So costs and duration varies on the journal. We have another question here, Dr. Ching. Since you presented earlier the website of a different Scopus and IS.
Yes.
Is
Yeah,
Miss
Miss Tien.
Christine?
Ma'am Tien, I think you are
I
on
was
mute.
muted. Okay. Thank you so much for that, Doc Ching. So the cost and the duration varies on it depend on the journal. So you presented to us earlier, Dr. Ching, the different a website that has this Scopus and ISI journal. So there's a question here. Do you know some reputable journals that cater specific on qualitative researches?
What come again? What type of research?
Qualitative research.
Oh,
qualitative.
It's the methodology doesn't count. Actually, it's the topic that counts. So qualitative, it means interview, right? You need an ethnography or interview like that. So what is the topic? The topic matters. The theme, the topic, maybe it's like diet, foods, aging societies like that. So it depends upon the topic. The method doesn't. It's okay. It's like, but although some journals prefer quantitative, but typically right now they don't. They covers all. Okay. The topic counts, not the method. Okay.
Thank you so much for that clarification, Dr. Ching.
Yes.
Do we still have another question, Sir Born?
Yes, another question here, Doctor. What are the available online resources for publication, most especially probably for the neophytes, new authors, Doctor? Can you suggest new online resources that we can start with?
Online resources. For let's say for formatting tips, you can there's a lot of website for that, like Purdue writing, online writings like that. There's a website for Purdue, the Purdue University. Okay. Purdue Writing Lab, I think. Yeah, Purdue Writing Lab. They have a lot of OWL. You can just Google it. Purdue, PUR. Let me. I'll share the link. Okay. I usually use this. Okay, I'll put it in the message. Yeah. Okay. So, the Purdue Writing Lab. There's a lot of writing tips. Okay, so you can do that, and then you go to, as I mentioned a while ago, and keep in mind the exemplars. Okay, typically get a target journal first, or you download the paper and see how people write, or their argument. How do they put those argument? I think it's okay. You have a template, a pattern. Okay, you have a pattern. Just follow the pattern. You won't you won't get wrong. Of course, do not cut and paste. You need to write your own. Rephrase everything.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Ching. Is Tin, another question?
Yes, we still have another question here, Dr. Ching. Since you mentioned also earlier how long does it take for a paper to be published? There's a question here. How long can a research paper be valid if it is not published?
How long
Will
for?
the paper be valid? Yeah, if it's not published.
Okay. Let's say the data that you got is like 20 years ago. So of course it's relevancy. If
Yeah.
your topic is like, okay, if let's say the topic is like a pager. Everybody familiar with pager? Yung beep, 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 pager. Yung dati pocket bell, yung pager, okay? The effect of pager over what you call that, nobody's using pager anymore. So those practical issues, I think. But typically, for social psychology, those perception of something, I think it's okay. The timeliness there, it doesn't. Those some people say like maybe 5 years, 10 years, like that. Don't wait too long. Okay, I'm saying that maybe within 5 years should it get it published. If not, if you can publish in I mean, try this. Some strategy is like this. Okay, try the hardest journal first, and then you get rejected, and then and then try but don't go to another journal. Let's say, okay, this is a US based journal, and then you submit it to that. And because if you submit to the top journal, typically the reviewers are the same person. And then this guy will get, okay, I get this again, this paper again, something like that. So maybe submit it to a top tier one, and then go to a regional one. You get the hardest first, and then see the review, and maybe you got rejected, and then revise, and then submit to better, maybe change the title, rewrite the abstract, and then submit to a not so top journal, and then basically you get accepted. The second or the third time is okay already, because since you're revising, you keep on improving. Depends upon the review. Maybe there's like major revision, but they want you to resubmit. That's good, because it means like if you revise, and then just hanging there, revise, and then maybe eventually you get accepted. The problem is a lot of people get frustrated. The first review, very harsh comments, and then you guess, okay, I just give up. I just, I don't revise, and then just submit to another. You need to revise, because the reviewers are basically, if the journals are very good journals, the reviewers are the same guys.
I guess, Sir Born, we have one question, and we have two questions in the chat box to answer. The last two questions we're going to answer.
Okay, yes. Last two questions. Second to the last one. What techniques or strategies will graduate school students keep in mind when conceptualizing their dissertation aiming for publication?
Oh, Topics. I mean the topics itself, or there's one idea. Look for call for papers. So a lot of journals have special issues, and then look at the special issue. So this issue is like be sure that your topic you write something that fits what they're looking for. It's like there's a special issue for, let's say, special issue for diet, diet in times of COVID-19, and then try to write a survey. A lot of the teachers will always sitting, how's the waistline, measure your waistline every day. Then how many your hours of exercise, how many hours you're zooming, how many calories that you're eating, you can do that. And then you get accepted immediately because it's a very hot topic. Okay. So it's like, because it's like a special issue. So those are but you need to, as I mentioned a while ago, work with teams. Maybe somebody writes the literature, somebody do the statistics, or somebody do the interview, like that, collaborate. It's faster.
Thank you, Doc Greg. Last question. We have this last question, Doc. What are your recommendations to universities to raise the publication record of their faculty? Or what are the best practices of your university supporting the faculty to publish their work? Because they want the school one fast. Our university, they help pay for the article processing fee, but it's like our school, they give us like 300 US, and then once a year only. Depends upon the school. Some school would will pay for the publications, the publication fee. Depends upon the school, depends upon their strategy. So as I mentioned, you can work with teams, and then the school could actually create a research group, cluster the peoples together, and then financial, maybe that's typical. And then I think you need to pass the review board, institutional review board, IRB, nursing. You need to have that. I think you also have the protocols. You need to have it check with the panel, right? The review committee. Okay, so those are all expenses. The school can help. Can provide statisticians like that. It's depends. It depends upon the school. There's a lot of things that the school can help. Thank you once again, Dr. Ching, for answering those questions and for that great presentation, Sir Born. You are muted, sir.
Okay, yes, sorry. So yes, it's a pleasure to have you with us, Dr. Ching. Now we are going to give back the floor to our hosts, Mr. Dexter and Ms. Maylene.
Thank you to our speaker, Dr. Ching, and to our moderators, Mr. Baguio and Ms. Condes. A reminder to all our participants, the link for our evaluation is now available in our Zoom chat box. Kindly complete the evaluation form and don't forget to click submit. Ma'am Eileen?
Okay, moving on. We are giving certificates of appreciation to our speaker and to our reactors, and certificate of attendance as well to the participants. So please do the honor, Sir Solidum.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Maylene.
Read the certificates. Okay.
Okay, the certificate reads, University of St. LaSalle Bacolod Graduate School, Doctor of Philosophy Nursing, Bacolod City, in collaboration with Center for Research and Engagement and University of St. LaSalle Bacolod College of Nursing, awards this certificate of appreciation to Dr. Gregory S. Ching in grateful acknowledgement of his invaluable time and expertise as speaker during the webinar, Publish or Perish, the Why, the What, and the How of Academic Publication, via Zoom virtual platform this 20th day of February 2021 at 10 a.m. to 12 noon. Signed, Vincent Z. Solidum, MANRN, Seminar Coordinator, Sheila M. Trahera, PhD, LPTRN, Professor, DPN 313A, Director, Center for Linkage and International Affairs, Tony Ann Bilachica, PhD, MAN, Academic Coordinator, Graduate School Continuing Studies. And Barry John O. Bilan, PhD, Dean, Graduate School and Continuing Education.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Doctor. Now we give the Certificate of Appreciation to Jarek V. Alora. It reads University of St. LaSalle Bacolod Graduate School, Doctor of Philosophy in Nursing, Bacolod City in collaboration with Center for Research and Engagement and University of St. LaSalle College of Nursing awards this Certificate of Appreciation to Jarek V. Alora in grateful acknowledgement of his invaluable time and expertise as student reactor during the webinar Publish or Perish, the Why, the What, and the How of Academic Publication via the Zoom virtual platform this 20th day, February 2021 at 10 a.m. to 12 noon. Signed, Vincent Z. Solidum, MANRN, Seminar Coordinator, Sheila M. Trajera, PhD, LPTRN, Professor, DPN 313A, Director, Center for Linkage and International Affairs, Tony Ann Bilachica, PhD, MAN, Academic Coordinator, Graduate School and Continuing Studies, and Barry Jan O. Bilan, PhD, the Dean of the Graduate School and Continuing Education. And lastly, before we proceed to the certificate of attendance for our participants, we award this certificate from the University of St. LaSalle Bacolod Graduate School, Doctor of Philosophy in Nursing, DPN 313A class, Bacolod City in collaboration with the Center for Research and Engagement and University of St. LaSalle Bacolod College of Nursing, awards this certificate of appreciation to Dr. Henny Hartono in grateful acknowledgement of her invaluable time and expertise and the time she rendered as faculty reactor during the webinar Publish or Perish, the Why, the What, and the How of Academic Publication via the Zoom platform this 20th day of February 2021 at 10 a.m. to 12 noon. Signed, Vincent Z. Solidum, MANRN, Seminar Coordinator, Sheila M. Trajera, PhD, LPTRN, Professor, DPN 313A, Director, Center for Linkage and International Affairs, Tony Ann Bilachica, PhD, MAN, Academic Coordinator, Graduate School and Continuing Studies, and Barry Jan O. Bilan, PhD, the Dean, the Graduate School and Continuing Education. And lastly, yes, ma'am. Lastly, for the certificate of attendance for our participants, this will be your certificate of attendance. It reads University of St. LaSalle Bacolod, the same as I have what read before, but it shows here that in your attendance for this seminar, for this webinar. So you will have this in your emails once you have answered the evaluation form. So I'll give the floor now to our host.
Thank you, Sir Solidum. Now, once again, thank you to our speaker, Dr. Ching, our reactors, and all our participants. We would like to remind you all once again that the link for our evaluation is now available on the chat box. Kindly complete the evaluation and don't forget to click submit. And once again, we would like to request all our participants at this juncture to open their videos for documentation and pictorial. Again, we would like to request all our participants to kindly open all your videos to for our documentation and pictorial.
So while we are doing the picture taking, the committee will be taking your pictures once you open your videos. So while we're taking the pictures, let me take this opportunity to thank the University of St. LaSalle Bacolod Administration, the Graduate School, the College of Nursing, the Center for Research and Engagement, Lumina Foundation, for giving us this opportunity to spread awareness concerning research publication. Thank you also, Dr. Trajera, Dr. Shaila Trajera, for making this possible, to Dr. Ching for sharing your knowledge and expertise, to Honorable Salvani for gracing us with your presence and your inspirational message. Sir Dexter, please continue.
Yes, and we would like to acknowledge the members of the different committees. For the program committee, AJ Pelonco, Ives Ives Rimando, Alfred Tamon, Catherine Cadiz. For the documentation and evaluation committee, we have Christine Condes, Borny Baguio, Juna Villanueva, Maria Teresa Cercado, Joselo Ocampo Jr., Maria Vic Cañonazo, Felicissima Nograles. And for our Zoom management committee, OJ Jimenez, Vincent Solidum, Sara Santosildes, Rica Flores. For certificates committee, Christine Villaran, Donabel Sioson, Joker Holter Yosa, Renato Lacanilaw, Mylene Habanya, Anna May Quezon, and yours truly. Once again, we'd like to recognize our vice chairperson for this webinar, Ms. Anna May Quezon, and the overall chairperson, Mr. Vincent Solidum. And to our ever supportive professor in DPN 313, Dr. Sheila Trajera. Ma'am, thank you so much for the support and the advices.
Okay, so
Thank you very much,
uh,
Dr. Gregory. Yes, Mylene.
okay. If the picture taking, I may ask if the picture taking is already done while we are giving our acknowledgements. Are we done with the picture taking? Zoom management committee.
Okay.
Sir OJ?
If we are done, are we done, sir?
Maybe we can have the last final
Okay.
taking with everyone smiling.
All
Okay.
right, we would like to request everyone to please put a smile on their faces despite the pandemic and the bad weather we're currently experiencing here in Ililis, in Region 6. Okay, put a smile on your faces. Everybody smile for the picture taking. Once again, we would like to thank all our participants for gracing us with this and the opportunity to learn, okay, and to publish and never, ever, ever perish.
Okay. So to close this webinar, may we request Dr. Tony Anbila Chica, the Academic Coordinator of Nursing Program, Graduate School, and Continuing Studies.
To the University of St. LaSalle administrators present here in this morning, to our speaker, Dr. Greg Ching from Fujian Catholic University, Taiwan, Honorable Dr. Merly Salvani, Member, Professional Regulatory Board of Nursing, to the brain of this activity, Dr. Shaila Trajera, our Internationalization Director and DPN Professor, Doctor of Philosophy Nursing students and graduate students, webinar participants, good noon. Among researchers, the adage, publish or perish, or publish your research or losing your career, is a threatening reminder of the importance of publication. Despite the skepticism, the phrase makes an important point in public health. Publishing evidence and availing to the wider user is very critical for the progress of science and in bringing changes based on evidence. Indeed, research and publication complement each other. Both phases in writing are of equal significance. Research is only half of the picture. If its results are not published, other researchers cannot appreciate the value of the evidence and truth generated, cannot see the evidence or further build on it, and overall growth of science is impeded. Therefore, this is our common motto in the world of academia: publish or perish. This is the common denominator of our whys in doing research. This target what makes our research valuable and how will our research improve the society. On behalf of the University of St. LaSalle Graduate School and Continuing Studies, I would like to extend our sincere gratitude to Dr. Greg Ching for spending his time with us this morning. His expertise has undeniably guided us to understand the gist of publication. It was an excellent talk that has bridged us all to pursue what we have all started in research. I would like also to thank the participants who took part in this activity. I learned that some are joining straight from Iloilo, Aklan, Indonesia, Taiwan, south and north of Negros, and from our partner schools in Bacolod City. I hope it's been a good use of your time listening to Dr. Ching. For sure, you are all thrilled to start publishing your long overdue research output. And for some, their passion was fueled after learning today from Doc Ching. Most especially, I would like to congratulate Doc Shaila, one of our research experts and very dynamic research professors in USLS. Dr. Barry Bilen, our graduate school dean, and the 20 plus Doctor of Philosophy Nursing students. You have done a great job for this. A wonderful start of the second semester and an outstanding choice of learning evidence wherein we have brought together all researchers to introduce further this important phase of research. To end, I hope that you have learned something new and more valuable to your professional growth and career today. Something that you don't know before you attended here. I hope that you have found out something you would like to do more about. And above all, I hope that you have heard about something from Doc Ching that challenged you in your thinking and encourage you to do more. Once again, thank you, and let's all publish research so as not to perish. Good afternoon.
Thank you, Dr. Lachica. And now we would like to request once again all our participants, the option for opening your videos is now available. So we will do a take two again of our documentation. So once again, we would like to request all our participants to please open your videos, and we will be having once again a take two of our picture taking. All right, everybody smile.
Zoom management is the option for opening the videos for the participants okay? Because some of our participants are sending their concerns. They cannot open the videos.
One moment.
So I guess we just
Mr. Vince,
plaster our smiles
Vince.
for now.
Mr. Vince, can you please check on your option as the host?
Yeah, I have here the start and stop video on my options here. Hold on.
Also the chat box. I think we have the chat box open now. I'm seeing.
Can we get a reply coming from our participants? If you could already open your videos now. Is the
Still no
option for
option.
opening your videos now available? Some of
Still
them are
no video.
still cannot open their videos.
Yes, I think we need to promote them to panelists so that they can open their videos. Because this is a webinar Zoom. Zoom webinar is not a Zoom meeting. So the options and settings are set to not open the videos and ask everyone to mute their microphones. So it was already set in the settings. So it's okay, maybe their profile pictures, because we're still trying to promote everyone to panelists. I think this will take time.
All right then, sir. All right. So thank you so much once again to all our participants, and we would like to thank the University of St. LaSalle Bacolod Center for Research and Engagement, Lumina Foundation,
The University of St. LaSalle Bacolod, This is the University of St. LaSalle Bacolod College of Nursing and the Graduate School
And to all our participants, we thank you all for gracing our webinar. Good afternoon and stay safe, everyone. Have a good day and enjoy your lunch.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ching.
Thank you, Dr. Ching.
Thank you, Dr. Ching.
Thank you, Dr. Ching.
Thank you, Dr. Ching.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Chen.
Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye.
Mater, hail to De La Salle. We'll hold your banner high and bright, a shield of green and white. We'll fight to keep your glory bright, and never shall we fail. Hail to thee, our alma mater. Hail, hail, hail. Hail, hail, alma mater. Hail to De La Salle. We'll hold your banner high and bright, a shield of green and white. We'll fight to keep your glory bright, and never shall we fail. Hail to thee, our alma mater. Hail, hail, hail. Hail to thee, our alma mater. Hail, hail, hail.
Let's make some history tonight. The child inside is wild. Let's make this moment come to life. The time is on our side.